Good evening to everybody. Now, the today chapter is saying the reproduction in an organism, but it is a continuing to yesterday topic. Almost it is a third day on this chapter. Maybe today it will be completed, this chapter. Today, right. Now, yesterday we discussed vegetative properties. The vegetative structures which are involved in vegetative propagation. Vegetative structures which are involved in vegetative propagation are called as vegetative properties. Right. According to NCERT textbooks, we have just only 5 examples. 5. Ice in potato, rhizome in ginger banana, bulbil, again, leaf buds, bryophyllum, offset, water essence. So this is the 5 vegetative properties. Now, according to my experience, according to my observation, right, you take any public theory exam, without this, there is no question. So, that much weightage is there, either 1 mark, 2 marks or 3 marks. They must ask in every year, in every public theory exam. Right, be careful. Once again, now I am saying the examination point of view, ice is a vegetative property in potato. Right. They will ask, sometimes they ask the plant name, what is the vegetative property? What is the vegetative property in potato? Yes. The answer is this. Sometimes the ice are vegetative property in which plant? That is the potato. Like this, right. When you are understanding the concept, you are able to give the answer in any way. Right. Now come to the what is this is important term, clones. It is another 1 mark question. Most important. Clones. A group of individuals which are similar in genetical and morphological. A group of individuals which are similar in genetical and morphological. Such group is called as clone. The only asexual reproduction is the source to form the clone. I am not clone because I am the individual. I am maybe individual but not formed by asexual. I am formed from sexual. So I am not example to clone. Once again, the clone formation must be takes place by asexual reproduction only. Right. Now, right, some students they are asking some doubts. Okay, now I am giving to the clarification to their doubts. Size, lifespan. It is already I am given the explanation. Right. The size of organism not necessarily correlated with lifespan. That means the lifespan is not depends on the size. If it is large size animal, more lifespan. If the small size animal, less span. No, it is not like that. So size is not correlated with lifespan. But some of the students they ask me, sir, what about metabolism and size correlation? Exactly. Right. The size and metabolism. What is the relation? Size and metabolism. Good. The size of organism inversely proportional to its metabolism. Not direct proportional, inversely proportional. If the size is increases body, its metabolism gradually decreases. Right. This is the relation between size of organism and its metabolism. Right. Now with this, right, asexual reproductive is found. Now come to the sexual reproduction. Right. Sexual reproduction. You know. Right. Now before going to the, what is the concept, what is the definition? Right. If any reproduction takes place with involvement of gametes and fertilization process, such reproduction is called as sexual reproduction. The main aim of sexual reproduction is genetical variations. Okay? I explain the definition and aims. Right now, the lifespan in sexual reproducing organism. Lifespan, I am taking the lifespan of sexual reproducing organism. That means the lifespan in sexual reproducing organism having three phases. Three phases. Right. Juvenile phase, which is also called as vegetative phase, reproductive phase, senescence. This is the three phases which are observed in the lifespan of sexual reproducing organism. It is not applicable to asexual reproducing organism. Okay. Now come to the one by one. Now what is this juvenile phase? Or it is also called as vegetative phase. Right. Now what is a vegetative phase? In plants it is called as vegetative phase, in animals it is called as juvenile phase. But the definition is same. Now I want to say the definition. Vegetative phase. The duration for growth and maturity before that animal reaching the reproductive phase is called as vegetative phase. Vegetative. The second one, reproductive phase. It is the phase in which phase only the organism undergoes sexual reproduction. There is no any sexual activities in the first juvenile phase. Right. The duration in which sexual activities occur, that is called as reproductive phase. Any organism in this nature by birth does not show sexual reproductive activities. That means, right, lifespan begin with vegetative phase. After that, reproductive phase. Now come to the reproductive phase. The main aim of reproductive phase to undergo sexual activities. Right. Now come to this. Now what is this lifespan? Now, flowering plants, especially angiosperm, based on lifespan, the plants are three types. Annual, biennial, perennial. Suppose in our surrounding, the farmer cultivates the many plants, maize, groundnut. Their lifespan is less than 1 year. Maybe 6 months or maybe 7 months or 8 months, but is less than 1 year. Such group of animals is called as annual. If the lifespan is 2 years, it is called as biennial. More than 2 years, perennial. This classification of flowering plants based on its lifespan. Once again, based on lifespan, the angiospermic plants are classified into three types: annual, biennial, perennial. Now, suppose what is this annual? Now, suppose you see these three diagrams. This diagram, annual. It is a baby plant. Right. Flowers, leaves is there. There is no flower. That means it is in which phase? Vegetative phase. If any plant containing flower, that indicate that plant in reproductive phase. So here the flower. The same flower, the same plant in vegetative phase, the plant in reproductive phase, the plant in senescence phase. Here the leaves is fall down. Only fruits is there. It is indicate this plant is senescence. Once again, same plant, I am showing three different phases: vegetative, reproductive, senescence. How can you say it is a vegetative? There is no flower. Here the flower is there, else it is a reproductive. Here flower is modified into fruit. and leaves are fall down. This is the senescence. Now after this three in order, then the plant become death. But all these activities takes place within 1 year or less than 1 year. Hence this plant is called as alg. In biennial is also same, but this period is somewhat elongated, more duration. But it is the most confusing in perennial. Be careful, perennial. I am saying perennial plant. That may be right, mango, neem, some other fruits. Right. Now, see perennial. Be concentrated, perennial. Now you take the mango seed. Is a cultivated. Right. After 1 month, it is a baby plant. Seed, baby plant. Leaves is there, flowers is not there. Baby plant. Now this baby plant, in which phase? Vegetative phase. After 2 years, after the 2 years, flower will be there. That means it is entering reproductive phase. After that pollination, the flower becomes fruit, but the leaves are falling summer. That means, right, what is the phase I can say later. Now it is the non-flower, flower become fruit. Okay. Now, next, again, rainy season is there. Again, the flowers will be new flowers, new growth will be takes place. Right? It is the second season, again flowers, again fruits. That means now it is the continue year by year. But if it is census, after the census, what is the next phase? Death. But if it is census, this plant is not going the death. Just what happened, I can say later, just you listen. If it is a census, annual plant and census, it is a perennial mango. If it is annual, the fruits is there, the leaf is fall down. It is a census. If it is census, it must face the death. But this rule is applicable to annual. But in perennial plant, right, after reproduction, fruits will be there, right. Senescence may be there, but does not enter into the death. The leaves will be fall down, the fruits will be fall down, but it is as a census, but it is not a census. We can mislead it is a census, but not census. Because after again new season will be there. As when the rainfall will be there, again the same plant which is containing growth, which shows the growth, leaf, now it is again juvenile, and again flowering. That means, right, vegetative, reproductive, it is reproductive. Reproductive. How can you say it is reproductive? Flowering. It is also flowering. Now it is the flowering phase, it is the flowering place. Between this, keep in our mind, it is the flowering, it is the flowering. Right. It is interflowering phase. Flower, flower, interflowering phase in perennial plant is also called as vegetative phase. Vegetative phase. Right? Interflowering phase. Interflowering phase. This word, keep in our mind, this word is applicable to only perennial plants, but not annual and biennial. This interflowering phase in perennial plants is called as vegetative phase. It is important. Okay? Right. The last one is sexual reproducing organism. lifespan in sexual reproducing organisms having three phases: zonal phase, reproductive phase, senescence phase. After senescence phase, the organism faces the death, that natural death. What is senescence phase? The duration of organism after reproductive phase, right? There are concomitant changes in the body. What is a concomitant? Right. A gradual decreasing rate of metabolism. Thinking, that is the brain function, decreases. Muscular contraction decreases. Right. The digestion is decreases. Breathing rate is decreases. Generally, this all rate of metabolic activities decreases at old stage. That old man stage, old age. The old age is called as senescence. Is it? Now come to this. Now, right. According to CBSE, some important 2 or 3 terms is there. Right. Menstrual cycle, estrous cycle. Right. According to taxonomy classification. Right. We are belongs to a class is called as mammals. This class Mammalia is having 16 orders. Among the 16 orders, one is called as Primata. Primata is an order. Class is Mammalia. Okay. Now come to this. Right. Cyclical changes in female reproductive tract. Female reproductive tract, not female reproductive organ. Cyclical changes in female reproductive tract in primates is called as menstrual cycle. That means the menstrual cycle takes place only in primates. In primates are male or female? Females. In females where? Right. Entire female reproductive system. Due to this, when you are saying the definition, either it is cyclical or non-cyclic, in which system, in which sex, either it is primate or non-primates. So, now, you together all these words, then you will get the definition. So, cyclical changes in female reproductive tract of primates is called as menstrual cycle. Okay, now come to this. The same cyclical changes in female reproductive tract in non-primates is called as estrous cycle. Estrous cycle, right? Either menstrual cycle or estrous cycle. Either menstrual cycle or estrous cycle takes place in reproductive phase. Reproductive phase. When a female is entering senescence, the menstrual cycle will be stopped. Is it? Okay. Now come to the another 3 important words as seasonal breeder, continuous breeder. This breeder, breeding, a sexual meeting. A sexual meeting is nothing, is a breeding. Right. Now what is this seasonal breeding? What is this continuous breeding? Suppose, for your understanding, I am taking the 2 examples. It is X animal. It is the one, is another animal. It is entering a reproductive phase. Reproductive phase. Right. When it is entering reproductive phase, throughout the reproductive phase of X animal, suppose 10 years. This 10 years is the duration of reproductive phase of X. In this 10 years or in this reproductive phase, X is undergoes sexual contact towards its reproductive phase. It is not seasonal, not for hence it is called as continuous. Suppose Y animal. It is also having 10 years. 10 years. Reproductive phase of Y is also 10 years. But among this reproductive phase or among this 10 years, It shows sexual activities during favorable or seasonal. Such is called as seasonal period. All wild animals, birds, all wild animals and birds are example for seasonal period. Seasonal period. The human being, is the best example for continuous period. Right? Now in this again I am remembering two another examples like Strobilanthes kuntiana and bamboo. Right. Now, when we are discussing the sexual reproduction in plants, this is the two plants. It shows some specialty when compared with other perennial plants. This is both are perennial plants. In general, in perennial plants, the flowering occur many times, but it is exception. In Strobilanthes kuntiana, which is also called as Neelakurinji, it is a binomial nomenclature. It is a general name, common name, right? It is a perennial plant in which it gives flowers only 12 years once. It gives the flowers once in every 12 years. Right. In mango, some other neem or citrus, right? If the reproductive phase will be start, every year it gives the flowers. But it is exception. Strobilanthes kuntiana, it gives the flowers every 12 years once. But another example, it is also perennial. This is called as bamboo. It gives flowers only once in its lifespan. But this character belongs to the annual plant. Annual plant gives the flowers only one. But it is not annual, it is a perennial. Being a perennial, it gives the flowering many times its lifespan. But it is exception to bamboo, it gives only once. After that it will be done. So this is the two important perennial plants, shows some exceptional when compared with other perennial plants. Right? Thank you. With this, right, first chapter is completed. Right. Next class we discuss second chapter. Right. My part is completed. Now all of you take the NCERT textbook. Right. Study each and every line. Right. After 10 days, right, on first chapter, I will conduct the online test. Fill up the blanks, 1 mark questions, multiple choice, like any way. But my part is over. The remaining part you write, do hard work with the textbook. Right. Thank you.